Spidey 2. Here we are, folks. Taped Crusaders. When this movie came out, it was considered the greatest superhero movie ever made. And we're here to talk about it. This is Taped Crusaders. I'm your co-host, Mike Allen. Has always been joined by
Joshua Mervell. Yeah, I'm excited to see if what.
No, just you
I was
like,
ready.
You were like so excited.
Yeah,
to talk.
I was
Go
ready.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if it still holds up as the best superhero movie.
I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say. But we have to, first, before we get to that, we have to talk about Champion. Because
Yeah, we got to talk about
Champion
me.
hosts movie night at Movieplex. No, sorry. Uniplex.
Right.
Yes,
movie
yes.
night at Meteor, which is called Uniplex.
That's correct.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Awesome. Every week, a movie. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mostly Wednesdays, sometimes
Mostly
Tuesdays.
Wednesdays,
but
sometimes
yeah.
Tuesdays.
That's right.
But guess what? We have a special guest. Okay, you're sitting there, you're dressed up like Spider-Man, and it's like we're not even talking to you. Okay, we have to talk about you. Okay, Diego, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me back.
You came on our Spider-Man 1 review.
Yes, sir.
You're back for Spider-Man 2.
I had to be.
All right. Have you seen Spider-Man 2 before tonight?
Yes.
Have you seen Spider-Man 2.1?
No.
Interesting.
And I was very excited
Yeah.
when I
So-
saw that title sequence and 2.1 popped up. My jaw dropped.
It shocked me as well. But since you're probably you have the freshest eyes as far as 2.1.
Yeah.
Can you tell us for sure what the new scenes were?
So for new scenes, one, there were a lot of extensions, like with the fight scene on the subway. Obviously, that was incredible. That was
Okay.
great. The elevator scene was so funny. The change of like the original dialogue of
Was
like
that
when
not in the original?
No,
or-
the original was
it was
like-
really short.
it's very
Yeah.
short and it's a lot more serious. He's like, hey, I like your Spidey costume. Because he thinks it's a costume, not even Spidey himself, but I like your Spidey costume. He's like, oh, thanks. He's like, I think that's like where he got it. I think he said he made it himself. And then he was like, yeah, it's all right. You know, rides up in the crotch a little bit. He's like, oh, okay. It's a lot more awkward. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be
So
awkward
it's
scene.
actually
It's very
different
short.
dialogue.
Yeah, that one's a whole
Okay,
dialogue,
I
a whole
forgot.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah. That was probably like one of the first big ones I noticed because the fight obviously was way later on. There were some editing differences as well. The one that I noticed right away was when he first swoops in to save the two kids from the truck. When he first lands, you can see the strings from the suit, like when he leaps in.
Okay.
And then I heard you guys talking earlier about another scene that like you noticed something in the background from a building, I believe. I'm not sure.
What was it?
Noticing something from a building, I believe, in like a separate scene that was different from
That
the
wasn't
original.
me.
I'm not too sure. I didn't overhear
Put it this
perfectly.
way: J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh,
in
yeah.
his spider suit.
J.
that
Jonah,
was different.
that
was
scene,
new.
of course, that was
Yeah.
amazing as well. I love that scene for sure.
So I'm going to interject here for a
Yeah.
second, since I haven't seen this movie until today. Spider-Man 2 versus 2.1. 2.1 is
Yes.
a re-release,
It's like a
director's
director's
cut.
cut. It was exclusive to DVD, Blu-ray.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
they released it in theaters for like
Yeah,
an
just recently.
event.
Yeah,
it was
like the
for
anniversary or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it
right.
was,
Yeah.
it was like basically a director's cut, but it was like a big event, and it was a way to make a little
More
bit
money,
more
of
money,
course,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
George Lucas should take some notes there.
So
They-
yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe a tangent, but they just announced that they're going to be releasing the original version of
Yes,
Star Wars
for the 50th anniversary.
for the 50th
they got the
anniversary.
idea from
a
us.
year
We
early
did
as
it
well.
first.
Yeah.
On the
I
49th
know.
year.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna
George
talk
Lucas
about
was
that.
actually at Uniplex in the back.
Yes,
Right.
he was.
True.
Yes, he
Screened the
was.
4K
That's not a bad
77.
idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on now,
but
George.
We got to talk about Spidey here. So here's the thing. We all have a lot to say about Spider-Man 2.0 and 2.1.
Right.
But Champion,
Yes.
you have never seen this movie before tonight.
Incredible.
Until
How
tonight.
in the blue hell is that possible?
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't seen Spider-Man 1
I
remember
until
that.
I watched it here the
right,
first
right,
time as
right,
well.
yeah.
Still to this day.
And I don't know. I don't know because this was so good. This was so good.
Champion!
Okay, that's great to hear.
Okay.
The correct
all
opinion to have.
My opinion as I'm watching this movie, what I'm thinking in my head, before this movie started, I'm hearing everyone saying, I'm excited for this movie because it means that we're one film closer to screening Spider-Man 3, which everyone's saying is the best one. And I'm watching this wondering, how can the third one be the best one?
Wait, where did you hear Spider-Man 3 was the best one?
I heard a bunch of people saying that.
It's very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Very. But we'll
Do you
leave
know
that
what sarcasm is,
Yeah.
champion?
well, I mean, never having seen it,
Yeah, no.
right? Like I'm not an expert.
Okay.
So.
No, but it is the most entertaining.
Okay.
But
yeah.
But okay, but let's just
people
talk
sounded
about two.
excited to see both
Yeah,
see
it's,
three.
no, it
Yeah.
is for
I'm so
reasons,
excited.
for
It's
always
reasons.
an event,
It's
always
like
an
the
event.
reason that you'd be excited to see
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin or Batman
Oh.
Forever.
Oh.
It's
So sarcasm is what you're saying.
Well, no, but yeah.
It's
It's a
yeah.
cult classic for a reason,
It's a
you
cult
know.
classic. But okay, Spider-Man 2, why do you think it's so good?
There isn't a single thing that I can point at in this film and say I'd change that. It's all right. One of my big annoyances with superhero comic book movies in general is that they tend to be hyper focused on the MacGuffin, hyper focused on the villain, and it's more about that than anything else. I went through long periods watching this movie forgetting that Doc Ock existed, and when we transitioned back into it, it wasn't jarring. It was like, oh yeah, that's right, this other thing is happening, but it was just such a well done character study into Peter Parker that I was completely absorbed through the entire thing.
You know, okay, that's partly a weakness, which we'll get to later, but also I'm admiring Sony for investing $100 or $200 million in this movie, and they're sitting in a diner talking, and they're sitting in an apartment talking, and in a living room talking. I'm like, this is insane that they are banking on this dialogue and these characters, right? Like
The best scene in the movie, in my opinion, is when Peter goes over to Doc Ock's house and he's talking with his wife, Rosie.
it's so good.
It's unbelievably good.
Yes.
It's so good. When it really feels like they're having a conversation.
Yes.
And I think my biggest issue with this movie is I don't like the chemistry between Tobey and Kristen Dunst. And I don't like the chemistry between Tobey and James Franco, but I think that's more on James Franco being
I like all. I do. I do.
practically a 2x4 in this.
I do. But we'll talk about that later. But
they felt like a real conversation.
So let's
I
talk
felt
about
it.
What's his name? Alfred Molina. Molina, and what's the woman's name? Because
I don't know. Let me look that up.
Champion, is she not from
Star Trek, I'm sure.
Insurrection?
Which one?
Wait, is it Insurrection?
I don't know.
She's the girl from. She's the love interest from Insurrection.
Which girl?
You mean Rosie?
The
what?
Dr. Octopus's wife.
Oh.
I believe that's the love interest for Picard when they go out to the planet in Insurrection.
Insurrection is one of those rare Star Trek films that I've only seen like 2 times.
Oh my God, I've seen it twice like this year. Okay,
yeah?
okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah, she's the love interest in that. Yeah. But anyway, Alfred Molina, who I had not seen since Raiders of the Lost Ark. Ian, you know he's in Raiders of the Lost Ark, right?
I do now.
Throw me the idol. Throw me the whip.
Yeah.
Throw me the idol.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
him.
yeah,
I know,
okay,
it's
that's
like,
right,
You're
that's
watching
right.
the movie, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
What has this guy been doing for 30 years? He's fucking awesome.
So good.
And here's the thing is, we've read 1,000 Spider-Man comics, Diego, right? When you saw this movie, what was your impression of him as Dr. Octopus?
Fantastic.
Right?
I think something that the Spider-Man movies, specifically 1 and 2, actually no, 3 as well, they get the villains so well done. So Willem Dafoe was insane in the first movie. And even his 5 seconds in 2, the voice was as powerful and as creepy as it was in his development of the character of Green Goblin.
Avenge me!
Insane.
Yeah.
He hits to the
Yeah,
voice, chilling.
I jumped a little bit.
Yeah,
When
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
so
all
good.
right.
He's so good. And then Alfred Molina as well did, from start to finish. You can see as well, it's not as drastic, the insane switch between, like, for example, Harry, or not Harry, what's his
Norman.
name? Norman, so thank you. Norman and Green Goblin, that kind of switch that he has. And the switch that Otto and Doc Ock kind of have is way more subtle. Way more subtle, but it's still there every now and then. You can see when he communicates, when he realizes things, just everything about his character, and the character acting, I think, was superb. I think that Spider-Man movies excel in that aspect 100%.
Well, you know what's interesting is, I want to say one quick thing is that nowadays there's more of a tendency to get big box office draws. Like, I just heard the unfortunate rumor that Scarlett Johansson is going to be in, what is it? The Batman 2.
Oh, right, yeah. Because what is it?
She's
Zoe Kravitz now
already,
returning?
and then she's in Jurassic Park. Does Jurassic Park need Scarlett Johansson? No. Does Scarlett Johansson need Jurassic Park? No. But with these movies, Sam Raimi takes a guy that no one had seen forever, and he's perfect as Dr. Octopus. right?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Unbelievable,
Insane casting
Yeah.
choices.
right? And then even Willem Dafoe, it was never huge.
Right.
He was not huge. Like, okay, obviously, Diego, we're older than you. Willem Dafoe had done like Platoon and a couple other movies.
Yeah.
Was he in?
He's in a bunch of Wes Anderson films, but like
But later, that was later.
artsier
Yeah,
stuff. Right?
he was
He's,
just this
2000,
guy that like
what,
everyone knew who he
2, 4?
was, but he wasn't huge.
he was respected, but
Yeah.
he's never a box office
Right.
draw.
All of a sudden, he's in Spider-Man, and then now he's kind of like, now everyone's like, oh yeah, he is awesome. Now everyone realizes it, right? But anyway, so Alfred Molina was so good, and I love the fact that he's not evil. He has ambition, and he's intelligent, and then he has this experiment that goes horribly wrong that kills his wife, and then he's again, it's like, well, he wants, I don't remember, what is his motivation to get the stuff, the MacGuffin?
Well, because
He
he
just
wants
wants
to
to-
he wants to do the fusion
He
thing.
just wants to
Yeah.
finish his experiment.
Yeah.
but
that's
he's
it.
also
So-
he also has these arms that have an AI.
Yeah.
Yes.
His
And-
desires are warped,
and the
right?
chip that prevents them from taking over him
Yes.
is gone. So now he's getting this influence.
And it's interesting because I was thinking about Norman Osborn. He has the split personality of the influence of, we'll say, the mask or whatever. It's like he
The
is
serum, the goblin serum.
So he's a multiple personality. He's Norman Osborn and he's Harry Osborn.
Clinically
and
insane.
And he's Green Goblin. But I didn't realize Dr. Octopus also has. He has the
A little bit of it,
the
yeah.
arms
Yeah.
giving him ideas, even though
Yeah,
we
it's
don't
like they're
hear them.
whispering in his
Yeah,
ear
they're
a
like
little bit.
And he's
chittering, yeah.
looking and he's reacting to them. That's awesome, right?
And it's like he's responding verbally at first a little bit, like,
Right.
who's talking? What is this?
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
can.
so cool.
Yeah.
And then they just after a while, they just sort of meld together.
Yep.
I really love the way that he looks in this movie as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like his
Well-designed.
physicality is so good. The arms are fantastic. I think it's a really great blend of it being like right from the comics, but then also a little bit real world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can see how they function, even though it might not make perfect sense, like how the claws work, but it, like I buy it in
Yeah.
this movie. And I think that for me, I think Willem Dafoe is fantastic. Him in that role as Green Goblin is he was born to play that character.
100%.
I think that the thing that just makes this role a little bit better for me is that when he's a villain, we can actually see his face. We can
Yes.
see
Yeah.
him
I
Yeah.
agree.
the whole time.
and-
Like it's the one thing holding Willem Dafoe back in
agree.
Spider-Man 1 is that mask. You can't
True.
see
I
him.
totally
And
agree.
it's a great
This-
mask.
it
but
is,
Willem
yeah.
Dafoe just has such a creepy villainous face that you don't
Yeah.
need the mask.
No,
I
he
remember-
could have been the Green Goblin with
Yeah.
just that face.
There
right?
was, I remember one thing I mentioned in that Spider-Man 1 in the post talk where if you pay attention to like in the scene, especially like in the parade scene when he's attacking, he's over Peter. You can see through the mask, and he's still character acting. You can
Right.
see through the eyes and the mouth hole, like he's still doing the whole
Yeah.
performance, but covered up. So obviously, you don't get it as quite as hard. But to know that that's still being performed underneath, like when anyone else is just like, sometimes they're not even actually talking because it's like an audio dub. The dedication to that acting was insane.
Oh, yeah.
and it showed the entire way through.
When he's like leaning up against the building as you and me,
yeah,
we
yeah.
aren't so different.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have loved to seen that without the
I
mask.
know, I'm
You know what I
with
mean?
you.
Just
Yeah.
like his like there's so much that is missing from Spider-Man 1
Yeah, yeah.
that I wish we could have gotten. And this one does it perfectly. I don't think we need that, and we don't really get like a villain costume
No,
in this.
you're right.
Which
Yeah.
is just wearing his
Because
clothes.
It's the sunglasses. That's it.
He still looks great.
In the comics, Diego, can you? Because Ian has not read any comics.
That's right. I haven't seen them.
Dr. Octopus's costume is just what is it?
It's essentially just like a lab coat. Depending on what variation you go with, it might be like that kind of like green jumpsuit, like with the yellow highlights, or he also does have like the trench coat kind of costume. Depending on just whatever iteration you go to, a lot of the times they'll make him more goofy.
Right.
Get more like he'll have the bowl cut, like the square glasses, more nerdy. They made him look really cool in this movie, 100%. I think the Sam Raimi movies, their villain designs were very influential as well, just in like what was taken of those characters like later on. But yeah, Doc Ock was definitely a more nerdiest sort of lab professor look, more so than this kind of academic professor who then gets dripped out with a long overcoat, trench coat, with the suit, the fedora, with the glasses being taken off, and like very suave, suave afterwards.
Yeah.
Let's say that. But yeah, his design very different, but I think it was well implemented in this variation for sure.
I think it exceeded what because
Yes.
I like Dr. Octopus, but when I read Spidey in the 80s, he was portrayed as a buffoon. Like we found that on our podcast. He was an idiot, and when this movie came out, I thought, oh, they did him right. You know, he's kind of got a tragic angle to him, and he's not like a beefcake, right? He looks like a professor, and he just happens to become a supervillain, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I love that he's also kind of charming before he turns into the villain. Like when he's talking about falling in love with his wife and how they met on the steps of the school, and like you can see that kind of swagger in him, and he's just sitting in a chair talking, telling a story.
And
when
as
he
I'm
turns
sitting
into
there,
a villain,
and I'm sitting there watching this as someone who's never seen this before, and I'm thinking to myself, how the hell are they going to do this transition?
Right.
How are they going to make this guy evil? And they did such a good job of it that when it comes full circle at the end, and he's like, I'm not going to die a monster.
Yeah.
It hits you harder.
Oh, yeah.
Because you never really feel that I really hate this guy.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
like, man, I wish that these robot hands would quit whispering in his ear.
I think there's a great parallel of the ending of their character in 1 to 2, where in 1, Goblin sort of releases his hold on Norman so that he dies Norman, so he kind of feels that pain of death. Meanwhile, Doc Ock, in this sense, consciously chooses to be Otto and not Doc Ock when he goes down. And I think that's like the parallels in the movies, which continues on to 3, honestly. I think the parallels that they continue to show in the development of the characters and like in the time, it's really well done. I think it's just so, I only have praise. I can't ever stop the praise.
Yeah.
But yeah, that.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Doc Ock, who, by the way, in the credits he was Doc Ock, but he's Dr. Ock. He's Otto Octavius, and then he's Dr. Octopus. Doc
Yeah.
Ock is his nickname. But
Right.
okay, fine. But now we got to talk about some other characters in this movie. Let's talk about the development of Mary Jane Watson. So, Champion, this is your first time seeing the movie.
Yep.
What do you think about the development of that subplot with Mary Jane?
It was, if I was going to point at a weaker part of the film, I'd say that was probably it. But then again, like I don't know, like it worked for me for the most part. It seemed maybe a little hammy that Spider-Man would lose his powers whenever she broke his heart a little bit.
Right.
Like, that's a little corny. But beyond that, I think it worked.
Yeah, and we should mention there's the love triangle because she is now dating J. Jonah Jameson's son, the astronaut. And readers of the comics know that he eventually becomes, remember?
I believe, is it one of the Venom iterations?
It's Manwolf.
Oh, is it Manwolf?
Yep.
Oh, I'm thinking of Agent Venom. I don't know why.
Well, maybe later,
Yeah,
but
he does.
First he becomes
Yeah.
Manwolf.
Yeah.
then
Oh, no,
he
it's
becomes-
Flash Thompson.
Oh, is it Flash?
Yeah,
You're right.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know.
misinformed.
Yeah.
I just know the 80s stuff, but yeah, he becomes the Man-Wolf. Who cares? The point is that he's J. Jonah Jameson's son, so that creates like more tension. It's not fully developed in the movie, right?
Yeah.
It's like, here's the thing about this movie is this cut was 10 minutes longer, but it felt a little bit too long to me.
I
Right?
agree.
Right?
I think that the original cut is far superior.
Yeah.
There were definitely moments in this where I felt like it was dragging on a little bit.
Right.
I don't know if it was the stuff that was added or not, but I think that because it was longer, the bits that I was kind of ready to move on, it just felt that much more dragged out. I think that the only thing I liked that was added was actually the scene between MJ and John Jameson when they're in the apartment. And
That was pretty
he
good.
asks her, why aren't you inviting your
Yeah.
friend Parker to the
Yeah.
wedding? And then she asks him to, like, just trust me for a second. Like, lean your head back. And they have that kiss. I really like that. It's a really clever way to show that she's thinking about
Yeah. Peter
about
Parker.
him still,
Her
and
mind's
like
elsewhere.
and like also Spider-Man, and like,
Yeah.
is this really the person
Yeah,
I'm,
you're right,
I'm in
right.
love with? Am I settling? I think the scene with her and her friend in the store, I think that was also added, right?
Yes, it was.
Probably.
Or at
It
least
was, yeah.
extended.
It was fully added.
fully. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that I didn't like. It was that part was way too
A lot of
in your
exposition.
face about it.
Very
Yeah.
exposition.
I
yeah.
agree with you on that there.
Yeah.
Like her friend just seemed a little too like not a real person.
Yeah.
Everyone else in this movie talks like a real person talks, but she talks like someone in a sitcom.
I felt like
or-
I was reading the script. You
Yeah.
know, like it was
Yeah.
just kind of like, do you really like this guy? It's like, yeah, I get it. That small moment
Yeah.
where she just kisses him, that means way more.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I can feel exactly how she's feeling more than that full on conversation. That's
So in
Okay.
the original cut, like what happens between like obviously I know what happens, but how does she sort of get to the point where she's jilting
It's,
Jameson
at the
it's-
altar?
It's a pretty
It just-
similar
it just like it
process.
happens, or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like
okay,
essentially
because-
the one scene like where it's the two of them talking, the two girls, well MJ and her friend, that's cut entirely. The one where she's talking with John, was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Jameson.
That one's cut shorter. For one thing, he doesn't ask about, why don't you
Okay.
buy your fun? But she does essentially just like that last bit where she's like, let me just see you, lean your
Okay.
head back, trust
All right.
me.
All right.
And do that. And even then, I think that's slightly cut shorter.
Yeah.
It's not as extended, that little bit.
Yeah. Well, you need to linger on that moment
Yeah.
because it's a pretty powerful moment in terms of how she feels going forward.
So there's another actress we have to mention, and I never gave her enough credit, but the actress that plays Aunt May.
Oh,
Rosemary
something. I'm not too sure.
Let me see.
So I always thought she was incredible, but not
Harris.
only
Rosemary Harris.
last week did I read up and find out she is a legend on Broadway. I did not
So
know
is
that.
Alfred Molina, by the way. That's
Oh,
what
really?
he did.
I didn't
That's
know
what I
that.
think mostly he was doing.
So
I think he
these-
did Fiddler on the Roof.
Okay, so
I think he was
these
doing
people-
Fiddler on the Roof while doing Spider-Man 2.
So okay, these are not just
Yeah.
bit players in Indiana Jones films. These are actors with these huge storied careers that we only know about them because they appear in comic book movies.
Yeah.
But
They got to show
see,
their chops off
yeah.
in a different, thing
but,
on the stage.
But this lady, she is an incredible actress. And the moment when when she gives Peter Parker the $20 bill,
so good.
Oh my God.
holy crap, right?
Oh,
I was tearing up a little
exactly.
bit.
I was
very
like,
heavy.
oh my God,
It feels very
incredible.
real. She just conveys the realness of like the desperation to be not pitied.
Yeah, right.
and then she is my favorite part of this movie. I think she is so good in this movie. There's two parts in particular when Peter reveals to her that he was
Oh,
there
yeah.
the night that Uncle Ben
So good.
died.
His
Yep.
And her like silent reaction, she doesn't say anything. She just slowly takes her hand away
Yep.
and she walks upstairs. It's so powerful, just the
for
look in her face. And then when she decides to move out and Peter goes to her house and she's unpacking, and then that speech that the world needs heroes is so it's so good. It gives me chills. Like I tear up every single time I watch that scene. She is so fantastic in it. That means more to me than constantly flashing back to Uncle Ben.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I
The
agree.
great power comes great responsibility is a fantastic motto, but it doesn't really hold a lot of weight, I think. It only holds weight because of Uncle Ben's death.
Yeah,
You know,
there's
like
nothing
it's
wrong with
it's-
it, but yeah,
it's
I know what you mean.
good.
It's
for,
an active reminder to be like a wake up call. Like at a certain point becomes the basic thing that you're like, all right, great power, great responsibility. And like it becomes almost background noise.
Right.
But then that becomes her talk is like the reiteration of that's her 2.1 of the
It's-
Uncle
yeah.
Ben talk that like reawakens his understanding, especially with context.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, like yeah, it's like the famous quote
The director's
2.1.
cut.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
director's cut. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
it's so good though.
Yeah.
It's really,
It really
great.
is. Do you ever
Champion, do
heard-
you want to say anything else about this wonderful actress?
No, everything's already been said. She is absolutely fantastic. It was a little silly when she was sort of flying around with
I was
Spider-Man.
wondering about yes. I mean, really, shouldn't it have been Mary Jane? Right? Shouldn't it have been?
I think
Or no?
It was
Kinda
Mary Jane in the last movie, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so
I'm just
you
saying,
can't have it the
yeah.
same
It's
every
weird
time.
to have Aunt May flying around and falling
I
and
think-
coming back up.
The one aspect that makes that a good thing is because it involves his sort of insane obsession with keeping his people safe. That's why no one can know. He can't be with anyone. I think it further delves into him having his crisis because now his family is also involved. Because you have MJ, she can always be captured. She can always be the final girl. But once you involve Aunt May, the helpless old woman who can't even scream her lungs out because she might not have the same breath, then it goes deeper because that's his family from his whole life. Not just the girl he has a crush on, but his
Yeah.
strongest connection, his only family
And
left.
especially considering what happened with Uncle Ben in the last
Exactly,
movie, right?
like
Like we
nowadays
can't
it
let
has
anything
much
happen to Aunt
more
May.
weight.
Right.
Also,
We-
sorry.
We also need that to happen for her to change her tone about
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, her
Right?
perspective
Like,
of him.
we need
point.
we need her to realize that Spider-Man is good and we do need Spider-Man. And like part of me always thought that she realized that
Yeah.
Even in the first one,
Spider-Man,
right?
yeah, Peter was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like this one in particular, like I don't know, there was just like small moments when he's talking to her and she just has this kind of like look in her
Oh, yeah,
eye,
for sure.
like
100%.
Yeah.
and then again that speech she says to him, it's almost like she's telling him to be Spider-Man flat out. It's not
Yeah.
not fully a metaphor. Like she's kind of telling
She's a
him.
lot more subtle than, and I heard Spider-Man was there.
Yeah,
You know, she's a lot more
Right.
subtle in her, like,
Yeah.
she kind of knows something. He's just like, outright saying it. But yeah.
And the writing leaves it up. I think that they lean more towards she doesn't know.
Yeah.
But like I don't know why.
The inkling.
In my heart, she knew.
Sure. Yeah.
She
I think,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you
definitely.
kind of want her to know,
Yeah.
right?
It's like
so they
every-
leave it
yeah.
open for us as the viewers to say, like, maybe she does.
Yeah.
Maybe she does.
Okay, we have another actor we have to talk about because we can't neglect this guy, James Franco, as Harry Osborn.
Sex pervert. Yeah.
Yeah, the Predator. I don't know. I've always had mixed feelings about him, but I thought in this one, I thought he was fine. And I have to say, when he is slapping Peter Parker across the face,
Oh, yeah.
that is a very powerful scene. I mean, granted, it's mostly Tobey Maguire's reaction, but I don't know. It's like James Franco has a weird way of acting because he just doesn't act.
It's so bad. When
His eyes just water more and more.
when Doc Ock blows up the building at whatever, he walks out. He goes, "That's it. I have nothing left
Yeah,
except
yeah.
for Spider-Man."
I know.
It's just like, I don't know.
You
Yeah.
know, okay. Side note, Ian, we've seen World's End. Remember World's End?
That's Edgar Wright.
No, that's. Wait,
This is the
this is the end.
This is the end.
This is
Okay.
the end. Is the one with James Franco. Do you remember? Did you see that?
I don't.
Okay,
I'm confused now. I'm
It's
not sure.
basically like it's like all the like Seth Rogen, Michael Cera, that whole.
Oh
gang.
yeah. Michael Cera dies in the first 5 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've seen
It's a
that
great
exactly once.
Movie, but in that movie, you can realize that James Franco is like he doesn't fit with all these guys. He's not really funny. He's the cool guy that's trying to be funny, but he's not really.
But
funny.
he's his idea of being funny is that he's an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a weird. You got to see the movie to see what I mean.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've
you've seen it.
And
Yeah, but I'm saying
I'm starting
you-
to come across
I've
it.
seen like you.
Yeah.
Just
You.
yeah. So in this movie, his acting is weird. Like he's not really Harry Osborn from the comics, is he, Diego?
No, I mean, for one, you feel like Harry is Peter's friend at some point, and in this one, he never has felt like his friend at any point. I mean, that was one thing 2.1 added was they extended the conversation between them at Peter's birthday party.
Okay,
Where
good.
he's like talking and he's like, he goes like, oh, I don't want to rip on you on your birthday or whatever, like that small bit. I think that kind of shows more like, oh, they kind of cared for each other, or he cares for Peter in that aspect, but at no point do you really feel that chemistry of like, oh, this was my best friend growing up. They feel it's more in one, I would say. They definitely have more of a relationship in one. I think it obviously adds in 2 or 2.1 the fact that they no longer have any similarities in life. Like in 1, they're still trying to bunk together. They're still like students trying to get by, so they have the time to kind of talk and you have that sense of chemistry. In this one, when they're together, it's just him obsessing over Spider-Man and slapping Peter around, and Peter running around trying to do whatever emergency is currently taking place. So yeah, Harry, his doesn't really play the part of Harry. I don't think Harry's ever gotten a good representation in any Spider-Man movie, because in The Amazing Ones, not a great representation of Harry either.
But I do like when he introduces Dr. Octopus to Peter.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you got you two
Got you two
geniuses.
geniuses together,
I
yeah.
like that. I like that. The fact that
Because he leaves right away?
Yeah. Well, no. I just think it's cool that he knows that he is not like them, but he's rich and he can set them up. But he's like, hey, you guys hang out. I'm going to leave. I don't know. I just like that scene. It just feels very real to me. It's very cool. I like it. Champion, you don't like it?
It was what it was.
Okay.
James Franco, he didn't really factor into this movie for me all that much. I mean, he broods for most of it. There's a couple of good little bits that kind of happen around him.
Yeah.
Right? Like when he realizes that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and he's like, "You killed my dad," and Tobey Maguire's like, "There's bigger things than you and me right now." Like that was a good line. But James Franco had nothing to do with it.
Right.
When he was drunk at the gala, and he started slapping Peter, I think that was the best that he came in this movie. Everything else was kind of mid, and just him being, brooding and
They cut
irritating.
a line from, I think in 2.1 they cut a line from 2 where he goes like, he humiliated me by touching me. That's like one of his lines, like after the saving thing.
And they cut that?
They cut that line. I don't remember it in this one.
I think he
was it in there?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. I think so.
I think
It
it was
stuck
in
out
there.
more
Maybe it
in
was.
2 than 2.1 for whatever reason. But
Yeah.
that line also just like, his character is now just obsessed over Spider-Man, nothing else. That's about it. No other depth to him. Which I will say we moved on from Miss Rosemary here. That was her name, correct?
Rosemary.
Yeah. But I had to give one prop to her where I believe I read that she did all of her stunts in the Spider-Man. At least, I believe in both movies, or all the movies that she's in, she does her own stunts.
Wait. So when she was hanging from a skyscraper, that was really her? What are you saying?
I believe so. Yeah, I think she chose to do her scenes. Like, obviously, the safety measures.
I did.
But like,
I did hear that they had her.
Yeah,
like,
that
up
was
on
her
the
like being like,
ropes
I want to
and
do
everything.
my things, and it's like, well, you can do what you want. I
It's
guess
amazing if it's true.
You're an
And
adult.
also,
You can make your choices. Yeah.
one of my favorite moments in the movie is when she's hanging from the
Oh,
umbrella.
Yeah,
That she
that was
slips, and she just
that was
drops
good.
6
Right out
inches.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then is instantly kidnapped by
Of course.
Doc Ock again.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know why that's so I don't know why it's so funny. Okay, anyway, okay. There was one thing I was gonna mention. Oh crap, I don't know what it was.
J.K.
but-
Simmons.
Okay.
Always.
yeah,
He's always great.
Yeah,
you know.
in the first one he was better. Like he had better lines in the first one.
Yeah, I
in
think
this
so.
one he was good, but
He was a little bit more subtle, I think,
Yeah.
in this one, except for the added scene of him in the Spider-Man.
Oh
suit.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So do you know the reason why Sam Raimi chose to cut that scene?
No, why?
He looked too good in the Spider-Man suit.
He's not wrong. He is not wrong. Yeah.
Because J.K. Simmons is kind of a jacked man.
Oh, I didn't
Not
know
even
that.
kind of.
Okay.
He just
Like
is.
Okay.
He's very jacked. So when he is in the Spider-Man suit, he kind of just looks like Spider-Man
Buff.
from the
Okay.
neck down.
Okay.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I noticed that
it was
too.
like, oh, he's buff in there too.
Yeah.
It almost
Yeah.
feels like, is it a muscle suit? Because why is he filling it out? What's
Right.
going on?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they should have made a separate suit just for
Right.
just
Yeah.
for J. Jonah Jameson.
I will say
that
he
would-
definitely
that would-
had a switch more to being more of a comedy relief in 2 comparative to 1, where I think 1, he had that sort of like imposing nature maybe kind of, but here it was like, in the wedding scene, like where she doesn't walk out the aisle and he just kind of pops in like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
so not to open the caviar or whatever. Like
yeah.
he's definitely more comic relief in this movie, but no matter what he does, he does it well, right? It's just his character itself.
Yeah, I think too. In the first movie, he was kind of more part of the plot, like Spider-Man getting the job.
Yeah, he was more
and-
necessary for sure.
And like just
That's
the
a good point.
idea of Spider-Man being a villain in the eyes of J. Jonah Jameson, and then the paper and kind of dividing New York. Where this one, he's like a comedic relief and also there to kind of fill the gaps to do exposition, right? Like we kind of only cut back to the Bugle. So J.K. Simmons can say a joke and then be like, all right, where's Doc Ock?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then,
that's a good point.
and then it cuts to like finding out where Doc Ock is, right? Like it's
Yeah, he just didn't, even honestly, even in 3, I think he might be better in 3.
maybe.
Yeah, he just isn't as in the moment. Like, he's not living in the scenes. And it's not his fault, it's the writer's fault. Like, he's just not as absorbed into the story in this one.
And he felt kind of like a caricature of himself from the first movie.
Yeah.
But a good caricature. Like I enjoyed
good.
every moment
Yeah.
that he was on the screen. I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was into it. But you're right. He didn't have the same
significance,
level of
yeah.
gravitas, and he didn't have the same level of involvement in the story. He doesn't have to.
Right.
Yeah, it carries itself in
It was
its
just
own
a
manner,
minor
for sure.
flaw.
Yeah.
So here's one thing about this movie I never understood. Spider-Man stops a car from being chased or something, and then he takes his mask off for no reason. And then he goes and he gets in front of the train, the famous train scene, and his mask comes off. Why?
Oh,
It was on fire.
it gets damaged
Okay,
when he looks at the control
sure.
panel. Yeah.
But the point is that in the comics, it would never have come off. But because we have Tobey Maguire and we paid him $12 million, we have to have his face in the movie. And then 68 people see his secret identity.
the time
No,
And
before
they're
cell
like, don't
phones.
worry, Spider-Man, we're not going to tell nobody. Okay, fine. But we know it's only, like, just like Robert Downey Jr., his mask comes off every 5 seconds in the movies. Didn't that bother you?
I mean, I feel like it was well explained enough in context where I didn't, because one, there's a significance of with that whole like community scene of like everyone like, oh, it won't tell me, all that kind of thing. It kind of shows the actual side compared to the press, where it's like he's a menace, everyone hates him, blah blah.
Okay.
But it shows. I mean, they did it throughout the movie where every time they're like, go Spidey, go, they're always supporting him from the streets. And in this case, with the whole mask scenario, the explanation of like he gets the damage, so he has to take it off so he can see because it's his lens that has the sparks, and that is utilized to do the whole reveal of like he's just a kid, he's just another guy like us.
That was a good line.
Which adds to the
Yeah.
whole friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is like he's just my son, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's my son's age. What's going on?
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a moment in the first movie, you mess with one of us, you mess with
Yeah.
all of us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this scene is.
I
Again,
think
but
that's
better.
the same line, doesn't
But
it?
better. No. I don't think.
Oh, you got to come through us.
Yeah.
Or you got to come
Yeah, if
through
you want
me
to
or
get through him, you got to
whatever.
go through me
And-
and me.
Yeah.
And I think it's done way better in this movie. And I think, if he does like a flip over a car and he takes off his mask to look around and do like a cool shot, it feels a little out of place. This, I really like this moment in the movie because New York is accepting him as their hero.
Yeah.
In this moment where he's gone for so long, crime is up 75%, and everybody is excited and happy that Spider-Man is now back. So they're going to do whatever they can to protect him and bring their hero back. And I think that's what that scene symbolizes is
Yeah.
the
Also-
people accepting him.
Yeah. Also, the
So-
scene with the car flip, is that the one where he's going to the play? Is that the one that
I
you're
don't
mentioning?
remember, but there was some car chase and he got into the car.
He goes in the car and then takes it off.
Yeah.
That's a scene that's also cut in two. When
Okay.
he takes off the mask,
Okay.
it's the transition of him like using that car to get to the play because his motorcycle was ran over.
Okay. We're talking about 2.1 though. It's not 2.0. Anyway, so here's the thing. I want to talk about, we talked about, I love the fact that he delivers pizza. I love the fact that he can't afford his
Pizza time.
rent. He can't afford his rent. So crucial to the
Yeah.
appeal of a Spidey, okay? Right?
Ooh, yeah, Toby, I think, is a great Peter Parker. He is fantastic. The down on your luck, and it is also definitely the writing.
Yep.
But like absolutely everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yep.
Yes.
It was almost like slapstick in this movie how much it went badly for him.
Yeah.
Like even down to him just trying to get like a
snack
like an
at the
hors d'oeuvre
gala.
at the gala.
Yes, I know.
Every
That was
single
great.
drink.
That was
And he
great.
finally snatches a drink. And it's from
I know.
it's a
Empty.
dirty drink.
Yeah.
It's
I know,
so
yeah.
great.
I love it.
It's
I
fantastic.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Or when he's going to buy some flowers for Mary Jane when he
Yeah.
goes to see the play,
Takes it back.
takes
yeah.
back all but like a couple of them.
Yeah, 3 little ones.
All right.
Yeah.
I like the the juxtaposition at the start. I think the introduction is like first showing like the birthday party and like he's in the house, and then it cuts to him arriving to his apartment for the first time. You see his apartment as Peter Parker, an adult for the first time, and it's the dingiest, dirtiest little like square box you're paying way too much for in New York City.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, that whole like everything that can go wrong. It shows like just the change from one where he was living the good life and like, you know, childhood room, and now you're an adult in the big city paying too much.
It's just honestly, for people that don't get it, Peter, like it's like he's Spider-Man, but he is riding on this moped to deliver pizza, and then he's so desperate that he has to change into Spider-Man just to deliver this pizza, and then end up in this building, and then
Well, even before that, he's like losing the pizza.
Right.
It's on the.
Yeah.
It ends up on like a
Webbing a
rooftop
slice.
while he's doing something else. Yeah, it's like
That
all
cannot
of this
be
stuff like
safety.
built up. It's
And then in the janitor's closet, he's trying to put all the
Yes.
mops
That's
back
such a
in.
real
Right.
scene. Yeah.
it's just
Did that scene go as long in the 2.0?
I think
I
it did.
think-
Because-
I think
Yeah,
it did. Yeah, I think it was
Because the
exact
whole
same. Just
time
like,
that's
I know.
happening, I'm thinking
it
you got
shows
like
just how awkward
you're
it
gonna-
is.
painful.
Yeah.
I know, and then the
Yeah.
girl's like,
and then to
"I'm
put the
paying for
pizzas
those."
down and to see that he's
Yeah.
like
And-
8 minutes late.
Yeah.
Like
the
he's not
frustration
even
of just
close.
shoving everything and closing. You still hear everything falls behind the door, but it's like
Right.
I'm done with it. It's not my
Yeah.
problem anymore. Yeah.
It's just to think that, like, and again, like for Champion, who's never read a comic book,
Never.
this was the genius of Steve Ditko and Stan Lee and Jack Kirby to make these superheroes more real. Is that they are a superhero, but in the secret identity, he still has to pay for his rent. He still has to balance
school, yeah.
yeah, go to school and be late for class and fall asleep in class because he's busy being Spidey at night,
Yeah.
right? and then I'm gonna make a date with Mary Jane, but then I have to go fight Dr. Octopus, so I'm late for my date, and then she's mad, and he can't explain.
always- yeah.
It's beautiful. This is every Spider-Man story.
Every single comic,
Yeah.
essentially, something happens.
Something
in
bad
his personal
happens.
life
It's so
because of his superhero life, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
And
It's perfect.
I think it really is. I think a small thing I don't like about Tobey Maguire in these
Stop
movies
talking right now, please.
is
He's just too likable.
I don't think he is a great Spider-Man when he's doing quips and
Well,
stuff.
I have always
He's
agreed with
just
yes.
so
Yeah.
like I like his like dry kind of like dumbfounded Spider-Man. Like he's just like yeah MJ
Yeah.
and that's how he says his quips most of the time. Like he saves those kids and he's like
He's
like
you know what? Well, because
eat
they need
your
better writers to give them a better
green
quip.
vegetables.
You know what they need?
No, I don't think so. I think it's the direction and Toby, because if you pointed at them like this, like make sure you eat your vegetables, boom, like that's a Spider-Man.
Maybe.
They use
That's
a
a
lot of
Spider-Man
awkwardness
quip.
in his
Okay,
character.
maybe.
Of this
You know what I
version
mean?
of Peter.
Maybe.
His awkwardness is amplified. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay, listen. I'm gonna make a case for Stan Lee. Stan Lee is not a great writer, but he's a good writer of dialogue. And his dialogue for Peter Parker, for Spider-Man's quips is still the gold standard, I think. And
Yeah,
again,
100%.
Ian, you've never read a Spider-Man comic.
No, never.
But Stan Lee, like I've seen him in person.
Wow.
And he's actually very funny and very
Oh, yeah.
charming. And he's like an old 60s, like what's his name? Don Rickles. He's always on. And he wrote Spider-Man's quips to be funny, and they were funny. And the thing was always funny under Stan Lee. And when other writers tried to imitate him, usually they're not as funny.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to do it. And so it's like you needed someone. It's almost like you do the whole movie, and then you hire. Okay, let's hire what's his name, Bill Burr. And then you come in and you write Spider-Man's dialogue. Give him some quips. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what they needed. I don't know, right?
and everybody always kind of talks about like who's the best Spider-Man, and I think that Andrew Garfield is not a good Peter Parker, but it really does a great job at the quips as Spider-Man.
I don't think so, because he actually.
Really?
I'll tell you why. Because when he delivered the line, something like "Call me whatever you want, but don't call me late for dinner," I almost flipped the table.
I don't remember that.
Almost flipped the table. But we'll talk about those
Okay,
when we
okay, yeah,
review
sure,
the
sure,
Spider-Man,
sure.
Yeah, they
Amazing
deserve
Spider-Man
that
movies.
conversation.
But
But
anyway,
how much of that is Andrew Garfield and how much is that is the writing and direction? Like,
The
No,
delivery
I think
very Andrew.
yeah,
Okay.
I do like his delivery in a lot of.
I think he's a great Spider-Man as well because of the quippiness. I do
Yeah.
think he has that.
Yeah,
I think the lack of quippiness with Tobey is more a writing side. I think they focus more on the physical aspect of like the fighting compared to the conversational. I think they give that more to the villains, like
Yeah.
with Goblin, like on the rooftop, like giving him his quips, and then Doc Ock, like same thing. I think they give that more to the villains than to Spidey with the Tobey movies.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I just don't know how much we can blame Tobey Maguire for that though, because when you're like when you're in a suit and you can't see a face at all, I mean, it could be anyone in that suit. It could be the lines could all be ADR after the fact. Like it,
Yeah, I think it's the
Yeah.
writing. I know what you mean. Like, it could be him, but it's a little bit of everybody.
Yeah,
But it's definitely the writing, too. Like, the writing could have just been sharper, I think,
Yeah.
for his quips.
yeah.
Like
who
his,
knows?
the character acting in the suit, for example, I think is a one that can be used in comparison with the whole like Tobey Andrew conversation, just because it's like Tobey does good character acting with the suit on, like without seeing the face, you can kind of still get the whole vibe of what's going on, like what he's kind of saying, how he's feeling, his reactions of the shock and everything. Andrew does that tenfold, I think.
Yeah.
Just based off of like the way he portrays Spider-Man more Spider-like, and the quippiness and the writing and everything. But I think Tobey does his job well with the acting behind the mask. I think they just limit him with the words they let him say that they wrote for him.
Yeah.
well, this movie was far more about Peter Parker than it was about Spider-Man anyway.
Really?
I think so.
That's a fair. I always
I
like
think so. I
thought
agree.
that my perception was always that one is a Peter Parker movie and two is a Peter Parker Spider-Man movie. If that makes sense.
Well, a lot of this movie is Peter Parker not wanting to be Spider-Man. And
That's part of the reason, I
he's sort of
think.
trying to divorce himself from it. And this is one of the reasons why I think that the scene when he takes the mask off, it works because he's learning that he can be both. He can be Peter Parker and Spider-Man. He can exist in the suit and take off the mask, and it's not gonna ruin everything.
I think
But-
that's part of the reason why I do think it's a heavy Spider-Man movie, because the whole thing ends with the conclusion of him accepting Spider-Man as him 24/7, that he will always be Spider-Man. And also there's more development of his character of Spider-Man. For example, like in the first movie, he's constantly getting rocked by Goblin. I think he loses every fight to the last one. He wins that one by luck, technically. Spider-Sense saved him in that last one. In this one, he is beating up Ock. He is whooping on him the entire time. I think his development as a hero is shown very well. And then also his relationship with Spider-Man, the not mantle, because it doesn't necessarily get passed on as much, especially with this variation, but just the mask of Spider-Man, right? The character of Spider-Man to who he is as a person, as Peter Parker. I think it adds on to him having that be a central point where everything else is in second place, because Spider-Man right now is in first over everything. And when he drops it, his life goes up, but then he has constant conflict because he sees things that a good person can still stop someone from getting beaten up and getting their money taken. But he kind of chooses that to leave Spider-Man is to leave morality almost.
Yeah,
That you are
yeah.
you are no longer someone who can help. You are now just a bystander entirely.
Right.
And I think that he develops that relationship of coming back into who he is as a person, of running into a building to save someone without a suit, without any powers, and then to doing everything full throttle as Spider-Man, now one and the same. Instead of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, they are the same person.
Yeah. And I think you see that in the scene where he does run into that building, because we see him like really struggle, and he's a hero as Peter Parker, and he goes and he saves that little girl and he gets out.
Good point.
But what also happens though is he's sitting there and he's got the oxygen and he hears behind him.
Oh, that was
Yeah, that scene, that one
There's
line.
somebody
Horrific.
there's
So
somebody
heavy.
on the fourth floor that didn't make it
Died.
out.
Yeah, so
And
heavy.
you just
Oh my
see his
God.
face like, I could have saved both
Yeah,
of them.
that what if now forever. It's another
Yeah.
what if for him, same as Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And even in that sense, he didn't have the great power, but he had the responsibility because he was able to do something, right?
Right.
So I think that's why it keeps adding on to him, like having
Wow.
everything all at once, right?
I think you're Diego 2.1 right now.
It's all in there. It's all fresh.
Okay, so we could talk about Spider-Man 2.1 all night, but we have to wrap this up. So let's get the last word. Diego, what's your last word on Spider-Man 2.1?
I think it's amazing. I think it's more for the fans than 2, because I think the fans, anyone can laugh at J.K. Simmons doing thwip in the suit. I think the fans can appreciate that more, if that makes sense. And I think it's one of, if not, I don't want to say the best, but one of
the best.
For me, top 2 best superhero comic book movies all time. The other one being Spider-Man 1.
Okay. Champion, what do you think was your last word?
Well, I haven't seen every superhero comic book movie, so I can't say
don't
with
need
any
to.
certainty that this
You've seen
is.
a few
I've seen
dozen.
I've
You've
seen
the
a
ones that
bunch.
matter at this
But
point.
I also don't know if I can trust. I don't know if I can trust this guy who's dressed up as Spider-Man.
Right.
And he's saying that Spider-Man,
Unbiased,
Spider-Man 3
really.
are the best too. But there aren't. And this movie does have flaws, but I can't point at anything and say
Right.
this is why this movie doesn't work.
Right.
Everything that helps this movie work. That helps this movie work. That helps this movie work. Everything melds together. It was fun. The characters were almost perfect. I can't find anything wrong with this.
Right.
And I enjoyed every moment of it. And I'm looking forward to, even though
Spidey
I'm
3?
hearing it's not as good, entertaining, but not as good. I'm looking forward to that one too.
Excellent.
Right?
I'm
As
looking
you
forward to
should.
it.
I'm really enjoying this franchise so far.
Sweet.
Sam Raimi has not disappointed me.
Oh, we didn't even talk about him.
We had to talk about him a little bit, right? I mean, so much of Sam Raimi
Oh.
comes through in this movie, but there are some concentrated bursts of it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the operating room scene.
It is
Oh my God.
Crash
What a scene.
Terrifying. It is. It's the scariest scene in a superhero movie, I think.
One of the best scenes of this movie entirely.
Mm-hmm.
If not the
So
best.
good. The fact that he is unconscious the whole time that this is happening too.
Yep.
This is full on, just the arms doing all of this. And we keep cutting back to him like in the operating, and it's just his like body
I
like
know, he's
living.
twitching a little bit.
He's like
I know,
twitching.
I know.
And the deaths are brutal. We have like a cartoonishly like
The nails.
the nails
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
tile.
About
Like,
it, yeah.
Such a
it-
Sam Raimi move.
it should
yeah.
be like laughable.
I know it rides the line,
but,
right?
But
I
everything
know.
else is so terrifying
Yeah.
that it just is scary to me.
What about
Yeah.
what about the glass shard? Slow motion on the
And
wife's
then-
face,
Yeah.
and then
Oh
it cuts to,
my
like,
God.
that is horrifying, right? Oh, man,
Mark was made to be a horror character
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Every scene of him had some horror aspect.
There's one shot in this movie that I really love, and I don't know why I've never really picked up on it before, but Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, he's in he's on the dock.
Oh.
I never noticed that Doc Ock on the dock.
Yeah, well, he thought of everything. Sam Raimi is a genius.
yeah, exactly.
But
His whole plan.
he's standing there and he's coming up with his plan, and he's like talking to himself, and he realizes like the inhibitor chip. And as he says that, he looks behind him like
Yeah.
this, and it like boom, it like zooms
Yeah,
in
yeah.
so
The chip,
quickly on
yeah.
the chip, and then he quickly
Zooms
whips
back
back, and
out.
it shoom,
Oh.
shoots back. Like it's so crazy because it is this like still thing, and
Sure.
he's just like
Sure.
talking to himself, and it's so
There's a- yeah.
it's so slow, but then it goes whoom, whoom, like so quickly.
There's many
It's
a crash
great.
zoom in this
Oh,
film.
yeah.
I think he tried his hardest with every scene that had Doc Ock. I think that's when he was like, "Let me use all my magic to do
Yeah.
just everything." It was
Yeah.
so good.
Got some Dark Man in that scene too. That was sort of paralleled a little bit. Liam Neeson in his sort of seaside abandoned warehouse trying to start his science experiment
Oh,
over
I never
again.
thought of that. Good point.
Even
That
when
was
he's
good.
like moving stuff around. Oh, whoa, that's crazy. Totally. Totally. It looked almost exactly like it.
It took me right back to that movie.
right.
Whoa.
Other little
fun.
Raimi-isms there. I mean, we saw the Oldsmobile again. It was just sort of parked next to the house. And the weapon that one of the nurses used to try and
The
subdue
saw,
Doc
that
Ock,
kinda
chainsaw.
Wow. Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Tried
okay.
tried to cut one of the robot hands off with a chainsaw.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay.
So we're right back to Evil Dead.
Interesting. And then we didn't mention Bruce Campbell's cameo.
Bruce Campbell
Right.
with a great cameo.
Yeah, great cameo. Great cameo. Do you know Bruce Campbell?
I know the name. I don't know the face though. I can't connect it.
So
he was the usher,
Usher.
who wouldn't let him
Okay,
in.
okay, then
and then
yeah.
in Spider-Man 1, he was blocking him at the wrestling ring. And in Spider-Man 3, he was the French,
The waiter.
host.
Yeah, or whatever.
Remember?
3 is the one that I
Spidey
remember the least.
Okay.
I've seen it somewhat recently, but it's the one that I remember the
Okay,
least
well,
for
we'll
sure.
find out very soon.
Oh yeah,
when we screen
I'm very
here.
excited for that as well.
Okay, but here's the thing: we got to wrap up our Spider-Man
so sad.
2.1 discussion. We could talk about it all night, but we can't.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll probably
Easily.
talk about it for another half an hour. After
Probably
we,
will.
Yeah.
We probably will. But my last word is it's awesome. Okay.
Great.
Anyway, I want to thank you for joining us every week at Meteor Uniplex. Every Wednesday, sometimes Tuesday, we show a movie. With many a movie coming up. By the time this one airs, all the movies we plug will already have screened. So
yes,
there's no
you'll have
point.
missed Tron and Die Hard if you're seeing this already.
As well as a secret movie we cannot reveal. Else we will spoil it.
We could probably reveal it.
No,
but
we can't. No, we can't. We can't. Well, maybe we could, but we won't. Anyway, we want to thank Diego for joining us again.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Diego.
having
And
me.
you're invited back to Spidey 3.
I will be
You
there.
and Laura as well, okay?
Absolutely.
Please.
100%.
Yes, okay.
Sweet.
I want to thank Champion for hosting Uniplex every week.
It is my pleasure, especially when the movies are as entertaining as we had tonight.
Yeah.
Sweet, all right. Maybe we can do some more Sam Raimi films like Evil Dead,
I'd like to
Dark
watch
Man
that.
2 die, Dark Man die.
That wasn't him.
Yeah.
But sure, but sure. The return of with Durant. What a fucking name was that? Anyway, and
I'm pretty sure that's the
it
the
is.
theory.
It is.
Yeah,
I want to thank Joshua Mervell for joining us every week, and also because you know what our website is called.
That's right. I think it's called comicbooksyndicate.com.
Not the
If
comic
I'm-
book
No,
syndicate?
no,
just
it's
Comic
not
Syndicate,
the-
.com.
Yeah, I made
wait.
I made
It's
that
called
mistake for like
HTTP
60 episodes.
Yes,
Colon,
yeah.
slash,
Yeah,
slash.
colon, //
Yeah, all of our stuff's over on our website, so go check us out there. You can also leave comments on our YouTube channel, so check us out there too.
And until the next time, see you later. Bye.